Hello, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing lab 9-2, a comprehensive case 1, Dillard store data, calculate sales tax for Dillard state. In this lab, we will calculate total sales across all Dillard stores year over year in order to compare sales tax paid across periods. We'll be needing SQL Server and Microsoft Excel. So before we can analyze the data and look up the sales tax owed in each state, we need to extract the sales data from SQL Server and load it into Excel. So to do so, we're going to connect to SQL Server through Excel using Excel's Get and Load transformation tool. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my Excel. Except the fine print, of course. Okay, and then we're going to go to the Data tab, Get Data from Database, from SQL Server database. Okay, so I've gone ahead and added in my server information as well as my SQL statement to identify the information that I want to pull. So I've gone ahead and clicked include relationship columns, and I'm going to click OK and use my current credentials, connect. Then I'll click OK. And allows my data to load. So we should have a total of 30 rows. I'm going to go ahead and load my information. Okay, and I've gone ahead and checked that we indeed did have 30 rows of information. So that is correct. And we're going to go ahead and add a column to our SQL Server data table. And I'm going to title this State Sales Tax Rate like such. And I'm going to go ahead and highlight this row, control double click to fit the title. Okay, so now that I've added my column, I'm going to go ahead and save this file as. So save as, I meant to do browse. Okay, and I'm going to name it ch underscore 9 underscore comprehensive underscore lab underscore 1, and then it's just going to automatically add in the .xlsx for the Excel workbook. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. Okay, so now we're going to proceed by going ahead and downloading the Chapter 9 State Sales Tax. Once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and open it. And I'm going to go ahead and just select K1, Control Shift down and over, Control C, and I'm going to go ahead and copy this information into the file that I previously saved as Chapter 9 Comprehensive Lab 1. So I'm going to go ahead and open that file again, allow it to load. And then I'm going to go ahead and paste it into columns E and F, like such. And I'm going to go ahead and use my control button to highlight both of these rows and space it out a little. Okay, so I'm actually going to resize this. I want a little bit smaller. But now I'm going to go ahead and use a VLOOKUP to populate the new column that matches the state sales tax with the sales amount for each state. So in order to do this, I'm going to go into my first little square here, and I'm going to add in my VLOOKUP formula. So I'm going to go ahead and add the lookup value to be state. And I'm going to say that The table array is going to be table 2. And I do want the column index number to be 2, and we do want an exact match. So I'm going to go and leave this as false. And I'm going to close my parentheses there. Okay, so I see here that it's actually, my table name is table 1. So I'm going to go ahead and change my formula for it to be table 1. And now we have the correct values matching the sales tax rate with the state. Okay, and so now we're going to go ahead and add in a column to our table, and I'm going to go ahead and insert, and I'm going to call this column state, state tax code. When I press enter, it automatically makes it into a new column to my first table here. And I'm going to go ahead and add a formula that calculates the sales tax owed in each state in 2016. So in order to do this, all I'm going to do is multiply state by the state sales tax rate, like such, closing brackets, and I'm actually going to want to round this, so I'm going to go ahead and add round. And I'm going to go ahead and number digits 0, closing parentheses. I'm going to go ahead and change this amount to, this to amount. Still want it within brackets, so like such, and press enter. Yep. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and save our data as we begin to move into part 2, which is refining the query. So hit save so that it saves once again as chapter 9, comprehensive lab _1. I'm gonna minimize this, and I'm gonna go ahead and open a new Excel worksheet. In this new Excel worksheet, we're gonna do what we previously did, and we're gonna go ahead and get our data from the SQL Server database. And once again, I'm gonna just take the time to add in my server information, database information, and my SQL statement. So in our previous SQL statement, we added P because we were looking for customer purchases. However, if there were returns during the period, these should also be included in the calculation so that the dollar amounts associated with the tax returns are subtracted from the total. So we're going to go ahead and rerun this with a U to go ahead and differentiate that. So we're going to go ahead and select OK. Edit that. Okay, looks like I accidentally added an extra G in here, so I'm going to go ahead and take that G out. Unnecessary. Select OK. And load my data. I'm going to allow that to load. Okay, this time I'm actually going to go ahead and put my states by alphabetical order by selecting the sort A to Z. And OK. It has gone ahead and sorted them. All right, so similar to what we did earlier, I'm going to go ahead and add a new column. This new column is going to be called, right here, actually, state sales tax rate. Like such. Once again, I'm going to select this column, space it out. And in this column, I'm going to add in a VLOOKUP. But before I do so, I do need my state sales tax rates again. So sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble selecting in one here. There we go. Control Shift down and over, Control C, in order to copy this information back into my Excel spreadsheet. Once again, I'm going to add it into columns E and F. Control V. And so now I'm going to go ahead and add my VLOOKUP formula. VLOOKUP. And we want to do the state. That's coming from the second table here to the right. Go ahead and do my closing brackets. Once again, table 1, 2, and false because we want an exact match. And I'm going to go ahead and put in my closing parentheses, select OK, or sorry, enter. And then it's going to go ahead and apply the correct sales tax rate to the state. In column D, I'm going to go ahead and include one more column. So I'm going to go insert column. And here I'm going to add in a new column, and I'm going to call or label this one state tax owed. And here we're going to add in a formula. So now I've gone ahead and added in a VLOOKUP under my new row. Oh, sorry, a rounding of the sales tax rate times the amount to, and I'm seeing here that the state tax owed is the following for each state in column D. With this new value, we see that the total amount of sales tax is the amount provided, and that's after deducting the returns, as opposed to our original sheet that did not deduct returns. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in order, kind of like our sheet, to compare values. So here, if we did not deduct the returns, we're seeing that the amount owed is $9,447. And in our new one, it's about 1,000 less. So calculating, sorry, 100,000 less. So calculating returns is quite significant when calculating the tax owed per state. So after completing this, we have completed lab 9-2, comprehensive case 1, Dillard store data, calculate sales tax for Dillard states. Thanks so much for watching.